Going through the woods where the shadows dance, chasing wild dreams, taking every chance. With a friend named Bigfoot, side by side we roam. Outlaws of the forest, this place feels like home. Join the gang, it's a wild ride. Bigfoot, outlaw, living free and bold, chasing wild dreams, never growing old. We run with the wolves under the silver sky. With a friend named Bigfoot, we'll never say goodbye. Memories that we can't forget, laughing under the stars, no signs of regret. With stories to tell and the moon as our guide, Bigfoot's my brother, in this life we confide. So raise a toast, let's celebrate this night. Bigfoot, outlaw, living free and bold, chasing.
YouTube channel near you.
Well, good morning there, everybody. Welcome there. I am riding solo this morning. And I know what happened to Craig. Hopefully everything's okay. Let's see. Good morning, everybody, on Things Network and the Spooky Network. Let's see, we got a little Twisted and some other people in the background. Good morning. How are y'all doing? So, this morning, we are going to talk about anything that y'all want to talk about. Maybe I'll do a couple of readings and see how everything goes. And hopefully, Craig will pop in momentarily. So how's y'all's morning going? Hopefully you got a good cup of warm coffee, cup of Joe. But hopefully everything's going okay. So tonight at 7 o'clock. Hey, Reverend Wild Bill. Good morning, kind sir. We're going to be covering some crystals tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We got a shipment in. We got another large shipment coming in of a variety of crystals and wands and all kinds of good stuff. So how are y'all doing this morning? And what do y'all got planned for the day? Anything interesting? So I got my cards here. I'll start shuffling. But yeah, so it's raining. Hopefully the weather's okay where you're at. It's 49 degrees here, slightly raining, drizzling. So it's fantastic. Drink a pot of coffee, little a pot of coffee, a pot. If I drink a pot of coffee, a little twisted, I'll be bouncing off the walls. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be like cartoons off Looney Tunes, right? But yeah, good morning, Amy. Nice to see you there. Amy's out doing deliveries. Be safe, Amy. Make sure you wear your seatbelt and be careful of the other drivers. So Amy's going to be making lots of money today, I see. So she'll be really busy. And riding the frequency, Lady Leanne. Yes, I'll be doing readings, Lady Leanne. And she is smoking some leafy substance, I see. So, Lady Leanne, she cracks me up. 7 degrees and wind advisories here in Atlanta right now. So awesome. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, maybe Craig's just having some computer problems. Hey, Pam Harris, I got your message. I was going to message you after the show. So I am alive, Pam. I've just been under the weather and been real busy. So wake and bake, Reverend Bill says. Let me shuffle some cards here. Some cards. Hey, it's just a little twist, it said. Something about coffee. So I figured I'll play would be fine first thing in the morning, right? I had a cup of coffee and watch my eyebrows. That's what I do when I drink. Welcome, Wolf Moon Connections. Snowing here, about to get a foot of snow. Wolf, where are you at? Getting snow? You must be in Alaska. So, yeah, getting a foot of snow. That's crazy. That is crazy. Hello, Sharon Parker. Good morning. Nice to see you here. Upper Michigan. Wow. Man, you ever go out Bigfoot hunting up there? I bet you got some Bigfoots up there. Hey, Lulu, welcome. Good morning. Nice to see you there, Lulu. Nice to have you, Lulu. Lulu's like, I want a reading, Grizzly. All right, Lulu, I'll get you down for a reading. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. Let me click on come and rub my eyes, coffee in hand. There you go. I don't blame you. I understand. Yeah, I am early. Well, my sidekick is MIA. Hopefully he's doing okay. So, Lady Wolf, good morning, dear. How in the world are you doing? Nice to see you there. All right, Lulu, let's see what we got here for you, Lulu. She's like, what? Grizzly, what are you talking about? Do Wisconsin Bigfoots like cheese? Hell yeah, they do, Lady Leanne. They are a cheese head. So, absolutely. All right, here, let me shuffle real quick. Okay, Lady Lulu. All right. So it looks like, Lulu, there's been a little betrayal in your circle and some deception. So what's this about? And somebody is getting away with some stuff in your circle. What's been going on? And don't burn yourself out in life. You need to take some time and meditate. And hey, Terry, welcome to the show. Hey, Roger, nice to see you, brother. And take some time out for yourself. Meditate a little bit, okay? It's very important to do that. Some of your long-term goals we need to refocus on, and let's take some of these obstacles and rearrange them so they're not actually in front of you, but maybe to the side, to the left and right. So Craig's here. Hey, Craig.
Hi.
So also, when I get this card, it shows me that you're a very good leader and you got good foresight. So that is something that's very pertinent and important. So you're going to go through the obstacles fine. But once you narrow down your issues within your circle, I think you're going to come out with a strong head on your shoulders. And I think your year this year is going to be completely opposite from last year. I think it's going to be a lot better. Good morning, kind sir. How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Welcome.
I had a problem with, I don't know, this computer. I'm on
Well, that's all right. I understand. So, everybody, welcome Craig to the show. It's all about Craig. So I was just filling in until you got here.
Well, thank you. Were you doing some readings, were you?
Yeah, I just did a reading for Lulu. So I was doing some cards. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there anyone else wanted that to happen?
So anybody else want a reading from Craig?
Clear.
Everybody's saying good morning, Craig. Lady Wolf saying good morning. Lulu saying good morning. Little Twisted saying good morning.
Welcome. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We're all excited to have you. So everybody, the reason why Craig hasn't been on the past few weeks, I have been very sick and I have not been able to do a lot of shows. So I do apologize about that. But we are getting back on schedule, and ain't that right, Craig?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, a lot of people's been missing your show, man. Well, I've got some hate mail.
Well, let me explain a little bit of what I do and just to give everybody a heads up, kind of saying I'm an energy worker, Reiki master, practitioner, hypnosis, readings, past lives, childhood trauma. I can predict death. So a wide range of work and practices. So I focus a lot on TikTok and just kind of passing that message of healing and having a safe place for people to share and release and grow and rise. Really, I use rise as a phoenix, and it's time, and this year is going to be the biggest year that we've ever had of people becoming awake and recognizing source energy or God, whatever we choose to put a name to, but that energy is amazing. And once you kind of can understand and feel that energy through your chakras, it's life changing what that can bring to your life. And also, I'm a sound therapist, meaning been studying sound and frequencies for about 10 years now, and I use them on my clients daily. Hi Wolf Moon, welcome. And the frequencies clearly are moving emotions and releasing all that negativity that we hold on to on a daily basis. Meditation is key, absolutely is key to recognizing what the matrix kind of doesn't show us. And I'm going to say the matrix as in everyday life, stop signs, red lights, green lights, go here, go there. Really, we just have to go here, and all that falls apart, and all that goes away, and all that fuss and muscle of the daily life that we have to go through falls apart, it just goes away, and we can still be productive and still do the things we need, but we don't have to accept that negativity that comes along with all that daily.
Yeah, and I'll say this before Craig gets into a couple of readings I got marked. Craig, I met a few years back, and he is also one of our panel members on our true crime shows that work on cold cases, missing person cases, and unsolved murders. And all of the people on that panel go through a series of tests before they're actually accepted on our Bigfoot Outlaw network and on our family. And when I first had an opportunity to speak with Craig, I didn't even have to give him a test because he was just like Grizzly, and he was just like da 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 da, and it just blew my mind. And he knew things he shouldn't have known, and he told me things that nobody knew, even medically, about stuff that nobody knew about me personally at all. Not even anybody on Facebook, YouTube, or any of my social media. And not only that, is that he knew about my back problems and other problems because of my injury. And when he says he's a Reiki master, I was real flaky about people calling themselves that, ladies and gentlemen. And he was like, "Man, I work on you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, go ahead, Craig." And when people start doing this on the computer, I was like, "Whatever." And he was like, "Do you feel that hotness on your knee and lower back?" I about flipped out because it felt like I had a heating pad. Remember that night, Craig?
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy cow." And I'm like, "Yeah, it feels like I got a heating pad on with Ben Gay." And he's like, "Yeah, it's me." He's like, "I'm going to work it for a minute." And I just lost it because I never had anybody that ever did that before, long distance. And that turned me about when people proclaim that they had abilities like that. And if you never experienced anything like that before, it changes your mind. And because there's a lot of people out there, and Craig knows, we see them on TikTok. They're phonies.
Oh,
They're phonies,
there's
you know. But Craig proved himself beyond a reasonable doubt about his abilities and so forth. About anything that he says he can do, he can. And if you never watch him on TikTok, I suggest you have a chance to do so because it's amazing how he touches people's lives. And when it comes to his long distance healings and frequencies and vibrations and what he does, it's amazing. It really is. And Terry says, "Ton of them, yeah." And Little Twisted says, "Right." Lady Leanne's like, "I really want a reading from Craig." Yeah, it's coming.
Let's go.
And the first reading we'll do will be Lady Wolf. She would like a reading from him. And then after that would be Lady Leanne for Riding the Frequency. So stand by, Lady Leanne. But I just want to give you all a little testimony because, good morning, Rita, is that, it's hard to find people with true abilities, ladies and gentlemen. It really is.
So when I do this, I kind of, I'm hoping for one to fall out, right? Or jump out of the deck. Synchronicities. I'm going to do one more here. I think 3 is in order. Synchronicity. What does she need to know?
Yeah, well, there are so many fakes out there, and it's sickening because people pay for services and they don't get what they pay for. So, anyways, go ahead, Craig. I'm sorry.
No. Wow. All right. So when I see this, I see family, I see children playing, I see looking over what you've grown, what your prosperity, your legacy. Internal strength, power, warrior, knowledge, not afraid of anything, but needs to be grounded. So I'm going to say, in this case, more grounding is needed. Yes. Here we got the Nine of Pentacles. You're in a garden with bird, with a lot of abundance, which is giving you that security. So I think what you're trying to build here with your strengths will give you that prosperity. But it takes two to have that work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll leave it at that.
Absolutely.
Clear.
All right, Lady Leanne, she's up on the chopping block. Lady Leanne's like looking around like, what? Chopping block?
Oh, I guess you're getting a few here, I guess. All right, I see where this one's going already. All right, well, Seven of Pentacles. And you're looking over your hard work and the fruitfulness of what that's done for you. King of Swords, power, all-knowing, safe, no fear, and people listen to what he has to say. Page of Wands. For this, I'm seeing growth, and again, looking over what you put in is what you're getting out. And you've been putting a lot of things in. But there's going to be some judgment. And this judgment, in this case, you're not the one being judged. I believe you're the one judging. Justice, right? And I see that being close to you. So I also see balance. So this is not necessarily something that has to happen. But if you don't have balance, then you'll have to be more forceful in your approach and demand your space and demand that they follow your boundaries and how you want to live, and if they can't really abide by those boundaries, then we need to have another conversation, because it's about staying true to yourself and what you've worked hard for, and you're not going to let a negative energy that's close to you ruin that for you. And I'll leave it at that.
Awesome.
Now, I don't know you at all. So it'd be interesting to hear your response to that. Clear.
Good morning, John Cloud. Nice to see you there, brothers. Nice to see you. All right, next up, Wolf Moon.
I thought we just did Wolf Moon.
No, that was Lady Leanne.
No, before her.
Oh, we did? Okay. Terry Carr.
Terry.
Carr.
Oh. And it already jumped out, girl. And I keep pulling these damn cards for you. And they're saying the same damn thing.
That ought to tell somebody something.
I knew judgment was coming because I said it in the last reading, but judgment and you're judged by the Knight of Cups, which has you tied up, nowhere to go, and you feel abandoned. And by not having your ducks in a row, you are going to be abandoned by him because you're being judged. And it doesn't get much clearer than that, right, Terry? It's time to rise and shine, and you may have to take a step back to move 3 steps forward, but it's on your timeline. Summer's coming, and everything's going to work out. But you gotta, the judgment's got to stop. The boundaries need to be put in place, and you've set them. They're done. They're sober. But you're sitting there tied up. Your energy is tied up. Your crown chakra is tied up. Your abilities are tied up because of all the shit that's going on around you, and feeling insecure and not safe and settled and all those things, right? And that's all because you're tied down. Fucking break through that shit and just rise. We got you. We got you. So that's.
Gary says, I felt better today. Lots going on. It's going to get great now.
Okay. We'll find out later, won't we, Terry? All right. I love you. You're awesome.
And Lady Leanne said, spot on. Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Good morning, KD.
Clear.
Nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Next up, we have the great Reverend Wild Bill. Good morning, Wild Bill.
Hello. I know we've talked, Wild Bill. I'm sure of it. But it was years ago. It was about a case out that way that I wanted you to possibly address. What do you need to know? And the reason why I've kind of changed my thing to allowing those cards just to pop out randomly, because then I have no control, they have no control. It is what's meant to come out of the deck. And I don't necessarily give it a certain amount of shuffles, but normally one pops out, right? And there it is. Okay. Okay. Celebration. That's either you waving goodbye or greeting. Don't know if you have people coming over shortly, or just say goodbye. One or the other. But it will be a celebration, or it was a celebration. Again, it was some sort of celebration. But I also get the Temperance here. Now, in this case, it's about knowledge and water and healing and life giving. The water, the sun, and that's what we need for life. I see strength in that. Again, it's an angel with the Two of Cups. And again, pouring that knowledge and filling our, filling our cup first instead of always giving our energy and everything we have to everybody else. We need to take care of ourselves. Okay. All right. So it's admiring and validating yourself that you need that time for you too. It's a balance, right? And in our line of field, balance is usually out the window, right? We work with whoever, whenever they need help. And we need to fill our cup so we don't run dry of that energy that we're providing for everybody else. So it's taking that 5 minutes to celebrate in a way and to recharge. I'm going to do another one. You're very giving. You help everyone, just like what I just said. And you might be forgetting yourself. So there's that balance beam again of creating balance, that your needs are met as well as who you're helping. But definitely do not take on their emotion, their energy, their persona even, right? It's where we draw that line of boundaries and how much we allow that to affect us when we're doing it. Does that make sense?
Sharon Parker says, Craig, Grizz knows I'm a volunteer advocate for the missing. I've been working a case out of California for 6 years, for almost 10. I'd like to know if your intuitive counsel is as similar to my own readings I've done regarding the case. Grizz and I are friends on Facebook. Please have him provide you with my contact information if possible, and I'll give you the missing person's info. Thank you for your time.
Well, of course, absolutely. Of course you can.
Good morning, Susan. How you doing, dear?
Like, please do.
All right, the next person is Tanel.
Tanel.
Welcome, Tanel. Good morning.
Clear. I'm going to take those too. Let's see those. All right. Ooh. All right. You're not done. I'm going to do one more for you because they really seem to want to jump out.
Good morning, Deborah.
I'll take that. All right. You get 5. If you're lucky. But aren't you lucky? All right. Okay. I'm just going to run through the cards to Neil because they're going to be so self-explanatory that it's crazy. You have the world here. Now with this one, you have the angel, you have the phoenix, you have the flying cow or bull, and you have the lion. But you also have a trickster in the midst of that wheel of fortune. The hermit. A gentleman. The devil. And the high priestess. So with this, like I almost want to put the wheel of fortune at the end here. And I think that's how I'm going to do this. Fuck, you're a hermit. Like, you're a hermit, right? You don't leave. And that's because it's unsafe. You don't feel safe. And it's not physical. Obviously, there's physical issues. But really, you stay in as much as possible, right? The Page of Cups here, although it can be fruitful, I don't think it's going to be. That Devil card is about bondage. It's about control. It's about anger. It's about crossed boundaries. It's also about love and compassion and strength and be tied together but still be loved. And I don't know, that could be generational. Interesting. We'll work on that one. The high priestess obviously is you. And the new path you've chosen to, the path that's interested you for years, but you just couldn't tap into, is what that wheel of fortune is going to be for you. But healing yourself, obviously, first is number one. Jumping from being a hermit to a relationship to tied together, be it negative or positive, maybe it's a little drastic, right? And forceful. I'm going to say that, like, it's almost sinking in a ship and then just jumping on another ship. Like, get inland, man. Get inland. You put your feet on. And that's not needed, right? Like, that's just not going to work for you. And you have the power to do it, being the high priestess. You have the power to change. You have the power to look inward. When we look inward, it's never a bad thing to look inward and to then move forward. The more we work on ourselves, the bigger and better that wheel of fortune becomes. Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Awesome. Nell says yes. Yes.
And again, there's that judgment, and expectations that we put in front of us. Like, it's us doing this, right? Like, we are mentally putting that judgment out there. We're doing that to, those are our boundaries, right? And that's how we stop those things from coming and affecting us. But expectation is the worst thing to ever think about. Because everybody, it's not their thought. It's our thought. And it's our damage causes expectation, right? So when we expect something and it doesn't happen, then it's like, oh, forget you, screw you, I can't do that. Well, if you didn't have an expectation, then there wouldn't have been a trauma associated with that expectation. So stop expecting, and then it won't hurt, because it didn't fall through the way you wanted it to. Not the way it was supposed to, not the way it is, the way you wanted it to. And that's not how you start that one, right? Especially if it's a new relationship. Expectations is the last thing you want to be starting with, right? What happens, happens. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Really, I think it is meant to be in a way, but you do have to put your boundaries down. You do have to put, not boundaries, you do need to speak your truth and what you expect, what you want out of this situation, so you can understand what your expectations are in a positive way, not in trajectory or quietly to yourself. Well, you best do this or this. Again, it'll just cause more issues. Expectations. We're going to talk about expectations. That's a great topic. Boundaries and expectations. How?
Absolutely.
So who do we got next, Claire?
All right. The next one is come on down. Little Twisted.
Little Twisted.
Little Twisted.
Twisted. What Twisted need to know?
Good morning, Michelle. Nice to see you, hon.
Interesting. Clear. What the Twisted need to know? There we go. And there we go. All right. King of Wands represent power, strength, knowledge, growth, stability, knowledgeable, recognized. Now you have the Knight of Pentacles. And for in a way, I'm going to say they haven't worked enough, or it's almost measly. So that creates the star. That's your abundance. That's what you're receiving at this moment, and I don't think it's enough. So I pulled out the Justice card again, and there's only one of these guys. think it's time for a talk. I think you need to assert yourself a little more, but in the right way and the right approach. There does seem to be someone that needs to be justified, because justice is also being justified. Queen of Pentacles. And if you put those two together, which is the Knight of Pentacles and what he's offering, I'm going to pull one actually. Okay. Well, yeah. And the Wands. This is that's more of a gathering. So I'm going to go through this again. Because I see it in a couple ways for you. One, I see it as in a relationship issue with people pulling their weight, maybe, or just, let me go with me here, and we'll see how this plays out for you. All right, King of Wands. Again, knowledge, confidence, stature. The King of Wands with the wand and growth and new beginnings. The Knight of Pentacles. Again, this represents a gift, a gesture per se. But it's like there's justice coming for that, for justice coming for someone. Like someone's, but again, that's that balance, right? Then you got the Queen of Pentacles, which is holding what he had been giving, and she is receiving. Then you get the 10 of Wands, which again is abundance of growth, of hard work. I'm going to pull you another card. There's going to be some heartache, and I don't know if it's pack up and go or what, but there's definitely going to be some heartache in amongst all this. And I think that probably through the justice that you stand for and what you believe in the King of Wands. I'm going to leave it with those 6.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. What a fantastic show. What fantastic readings you did today, Craig. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yes. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Craig's contact information is at the bottom of the banner scrolling. His email address and how you can get a hold of him. But if you really haven't watched him on TikTok, go out there and watch what he does. How he really interacts with the community and people across the world. It's very fascinating, and it will change your mind about how things are done and what he's capable of doing. And yeah, it really is. Like I said, yeah, and thank you, Rita. It is. Colleen's like, no, TikTok for me. It's free. And
yeah,
it's interesting.
I definitely work a lot on TikTok. for me, I meet like-minded people, right? So I have a core group of people that I trust in their abilities, and I allow them to help mentor anyone, and hopefully kind of set everybody up with the right people that they need to grow for the better, if that's what they choose to do, right? And using sound and using therapy and using Reiki long distance or face to face, it's the same, really. The energy doesn't change. I don't change. I'm not asking for more energy when I do this. I'm not using my energy. I'm using the universal energy that's all around us, and that's what I send. And I use intention, and frequency is probably the key, right? I'm just talking, right? And sending and using my intention to help focus that energy to heal. But the frequencies are what are doing it too, right? That's a huge part of it. There's a frequency for every part of your body, from skin cells to organs, right? And
that's right.
Need to use them now, and hospitals are starting to use them on a kind of a bigger scale, and using it for people with Alzheimer's and people that have lost ability to move, and they're using it for diabetes, depression, anxiety, sports medicine, hockey players are receiving this. So it's starting, and it's about time. And just to kind of prove it, they use MRIs to look at our body parts by using sound. They don't tell us this, but that's what they're using. They're using sound, right? That's why we put on headphones. Those sounds activate parts of our body. And if it doesn't react the right way, they know there's a problem with that area. That's what that machine does. So now we have the answers. Now we can play our own frequencies to heal our own body. And there was a time, 4 or 5 years ago, where we could not have this conversation. We would be kicked off. We would be banned. We would be shut down. And now they can't, because we're speaking truth, and there's proof of this happening now. So really, it's just amazing to be a part of it, and to help others and share my abilities to help.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's true. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, tonight at 7:00, crystals. What are they? What are the different types of crystals? What are their purposes? What are they used for? 9:00, Worldwide Cryptids, Bigfoot. Tune in.
That's awesome.
Good morning, guys. Thank you, Craig.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Coming to a YouTube channel near you.